Okay, welcome back to the African Crypto Warlord show. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to do an analysis on Bitcoin. Long story short, I haven't been giving two hoots about it for about the last 4 weeks. I have been looking into trading futures and stocks. So I've taken my system over there, implemented all the rules that I have, and I've learned some patience. So long story short, I will be jumping back onto my Bitcoin challenge, and the goal of that is to do 1% today. All right, so this analysis is just more so for me, so that I can watch it and see how these high-term timeframes stick around, especially whilst we're here. Okay, access to these tools are linked below. Alpha Trading Tools. Go in there, open a ticket, you'll get 4 or 5 free tools. One will look like this, another one will look like this, and then not exactly like this, but those are the volatility rules here. And yeah, you guys will be on your way to learning a quantitative system that is pretty much brilliant. You're going to use it for finding out the direction of volatility. Okay, so it's the 1 minute, nothing amazing here, coming into our cones, which is quite cool. All right, so let's go have a look-see. 90 day, I feel like this is going to be a very tough push. It pretty much printed 15 days ago. We've got some bear div coming down. We've got ALR still trying to push up. We've got no volatility readings. And yeah, the bears, the bulls haven't given up. Sorry, that's what I needed to say. All right, so 9 today, going to be a little bit hard. Let's see if we can pull some direction out on the 45. 45, it does have some bear div. The reason why it's going up, contracting volatility, was negatively correlated, sort of just losing its correlation over here. Not so gravy. Why is there all of a sudden a fly? Not so gravy, but we'll see what happens. If this thing rolls over, bearish. If this RO breaks through, bullish. Over here, this is quite cool. Again, also a very dirty level. RO is printing down with return oscillator saying it's looking for the mean. DLPs ticking up, trying to look for a push. ALR is trying to push up, holding above its mean, and the bulls still haven't let go. It's in sneaky pump mode. All right, so I put majority of my weighting on the direction of volatility, so that's sneaky pump mode, even though it is losing correlation, but it's gaining correlation here, so sneaky pump mode. All right, I would say range bound at least here on the 21 day, 4 days or so. Right, next candle will give us a lot cleaner signal. It's looking for a trend, but that's going to have to be a very big candle. Okay, 14 day, similar effect, 50-50 like our 45 day. Not so helpful, especially with a big push to the upside. It is trying to build a hidden bull div here. ALR up, bulls still haven't let go. DLPs trying to crank it above and stay above whatever it wants is to stay above here, the mean. And I'd say it can stay above the mean if price action carries on holding. How many days? For the next 11 days. If price action closes above $99,942 on Poloniex, I would imagine the DLP ticks up. That catches its hidden bull div and pushes on through. So it's 7 day. 7 day is in expansion mode. Obviously, it's moved like a couple grand, so it will be looking for continuation, at least on the momentum oscillators here. The slower bots and algos haven't picked up on it as of yet. So we've got 4 days and 12 hours. I'm sure that would take maybe a $300 move, and then they'll try and rush in. Okay, so there is a trend wanting to break out from here. Where would I say that it continues on the 7 day? If it closes above $100,880, I'd say, yeah, hidden bull div plays through, hold above here. Furthermore, was it the 14 day? That hidden bull div will be able to cross through, so 2 hidden bull divs and 93,000. All right, so if it starts failing here at 100,880, next part down for that range, just still keep it bullish. Like you can build lower lows off of this line, and that would be roughly, let's just be very polite, at about $94,150. Okay, let's go see here the 5 day. So 7 days, so the 7 days has been playing out very nicely, especially at colorful lines. Okay, so yeah, your breakout to the upside, you really need to hold 100,880, I think I said, and then you're going to have the abilities to start pushing into like 140. That's just a comfortable mean for it to be sitting at. Obviously, let's just say on the 7 day, there's a 130 target, there's a 121. Let's see if there's any colors that are matching up either side. So orange, I'm looking at the right to confirm with the left. Nothing as of yet. Might be that pink one. Ooh, okay, so the pink one did get through it. Anything to the higher side up here? Nah, nothing to be quantified between both cones. Cone on the left, no skew. Cone on the right has skew, and it's caught in positive drift. Okay, 5 day. She's been treating us very well. Let me just turn off this stuff here. Switch that off so you can see how nice it played through. Came in, set the high, 108,500. Came back down, set this current structure's low, 90,400 or 90,136 is where it bounced off of. As you can see, there were two colors in the same zone on the 5 day. Hold above the pink. General rules is you hold above the pink, you're going to break up. Hold below the pink, you're going to break down. Okay, let's go have a look-see here. So this is on a positive drift in a trend. Let's go see if we have any matching colors. Okay, so the blue is at the top side of the cone here, which matches up to that roundabout roughly 135 target that I did say, $135,000 target that I did say. So that is quite interesting. You'll have to go into heat maps, see if they're already loading up some liquidity over there. So yeah, that might be in the book. Only time that's going to be in the book, you obviously have to break 112. Right, as I said, you're going to need a 10 grand move, and then we can start talking into those big numbers. So 112,000. If it does want to range, it bounced here. It does want it more than likely challenge $112,577. First two pit stops that it would have to break through. Oh shit, I should have shown you guys. We'll get there. All right, so there's a target here at 106, an untouched daily VRE mean, and it's matching up here. On this side, we'll get back to that 106 target. I just got to remember. So 5 day target has a target of 106, and there's a daily untouched VRE to the upside. All right, so it's just a little bit of quantifying your data, but I'll quantify it when I get there. 3 days in a pump mode. Obviously, we have some green candles, so it's quite easy to say. Also, a ball hair away from being in a trend. All right, I would say $103,100-ish, maybe another $500 move from here, and she can crank herself into a trend to the upside. Let's go back to the 5 day. No one's really here to slow it down. No one's really here to slow it down. That's the 7 day. So I might get a gapper if it is bullish. All right, 24-hour cone didn't print on the last analysis, but it did print about 2 days after the last analysis, I think, or what was that? 5 days after the last analysis. Simply put, you've come in, you failed the pink, testing for the blues. All right, same, we'll use this one. This one's a little bit easier to see on the top right. Came in, tried to hold above the pinks, closed below, opened and closed below the pink through the full range. So you close below the next pink, you're going to go and run for the blues. Held the blues, a little bit of a dirty wick here. But I do have that caught on those other term time frames. And yeah, general story, hold above this blue, you're going to challenge the pink. Hold above this pink, you're going to go challenge 105, which is the mean, which sort of looks like they are matching up. They did match up on the last 5-minute candle, so it's trying for 4,430 initially. These orange lines are its safe space, Anyway, long story short, if it does get there and start failing, let's just call it $105,000, 150. Fuck, these numbers are getting stupid now. And your range will be, at least on 24 hour, from 105,550 to 98,572. All right, it's quite a big range. What's that? It's 10k range. Was it a little bit less? It's like a 6k range, roundabout 7k range. Okay, 24 hour. Ooh, did I get the direction of volatility there? In trend, but losing his pump mode. So we've got to see if this 3 days gonna hold that for the next print. That's still trying to push up. Okay, so back to the 12 hour. Maybe I can show it to you guys here on the top left. So this is that 106 target that I was talking about over here. All right, untouched daily VRE. Could just go horizontal, but you can see it here. I don't think it will reflect across all the charts. And it's going to get a little bit tough. But yeah, there you go, 106,608 Al-Tide. So that's still untouched. A lot of things to happen when price does get there. If it does, can be a serious pivot either side. Hold above it, you're going to rock it up to those stupid numbers, 135. More than likely challenge 112 if you can hold above 106. But yeah, that's still a magnet in the book. As we still have magnets in the book down here. Is this one unchallenged? It is at 93,000. So on the VREs, you've got 106 untouched, and you've got 93,270 untouched. So it's quite a dirty range. But yeah, if you've had the patience to try sell when it's falling and just buy, you're getting like 10%, man. Like one of these, two of these, you've beaten a hedge fund. Okay, contraction was positively correlated here on the 12 hour. That's pretty much just printed. Losing its trend, candle would pretty much need to get above 103 to 88 in the next 24 hours. And then the trend may continue and hold itself in this region here. 6 hour positive drift. Oof. Trying its best to stay in the trend here under positive drift. RO is ticking through pretty good. We're now at the third standard daily level. So that's your mean over here. Untouched at 99,402. So if it was to fail in this region, let's just say today, if it was to fail here, I would expect a push back down in the next 12 hours to the downside, somewhere here at 99,402. Okay, RO looking good. DLP not really being its best friend. Positive drift keeping it up. Okay, 6 hour. What's this? The 3 hour. 3 hour is in positive drift. As we start looking for a zone of liquidity to more than likely build in the next 6 hours, just call it 8 hours. There'll be a zone of liquidity here at the previous bounce low off of the ultimate power mean. So I'll keep an eye out for that 97 when it does cross. Bitcoin can obviously run as hard as it wants. There is a monthly level up here at 104.13. 90 minute in pump mode in a trend. This might get quite good. There's a hidden bull div over here, so this thing might try its best to actually hold above this VRE. But I think I'll only see resolution on the next 90 minute print. Okay, we're coming into very far out targets, at least for daily scalpers. Okay, this thing here is on the 90 minute, on the 45 minute is 45 minute coming in. DLP, RO, sort of hanging around, no one's best friend. Losing its trend here at the third level on the daily, which is to be expected. Okay, here's the 15 minute. This is sort of now what I would be using to scalp for my 1% a day daily challenge. I was trying to take it from one line to the next line, one line to the next line. Okay, we'll just start out here on the left. And we'll just explain this one quick. VRE off. All right, guys, everything is set on 0 volatility. All right. I know a lot of guys use the cones differently, but mine's got a mathematical approach to it, because this looks like a bell curve. Okay, a bell curve. When all my data is at 0, all right, so this is the thin tail event, this is the left shoulder, this is the peak or the trough, this is the right shoulder, and this is the fat tail event. Okay, when all the data is at 0, all I'm doing is I'm using this candle to project volatility. So I'm using the 0 data. All right, if you look at a bell curve, it doesn't just make itself. It needs a whole bunch of numbers to make itself. All right, so this is the statistically significant candle to project from, okay, because volatility is at 0. And I'm literally projecting this candle's probabilities. And why is it statistically significant, this candle? Because volatility is at 0. So there's no data on the bell curve. And then as the data starts to build out, I will be able to see what it's wanting to do. And the colorful lines are statistically significant probabilities. All right? So the rules will go, open up, carry on closing down, closing down. As soon as it could hold above the pink, it wants to chase the pink. That's the first range. Fails this pink, we know it's going to push for this pink. Fails this pink, we know it's going to try its best. And it's got high probabilities that it wants to go touch this blue line. Came up, kept on failing the pink. Safety zone is the orange. Didn't get it, didn't get it. What happened? It came down and tested this blue line. And that's what we were observing. Okay? And the rules are, if it hits this blue line, where does it want to go? It wants to go to this blue line. Okay? It's the other side of the coin. So this is the tails. That's the heads. Okay? Hit this one, where does it want to go? It wants to hit that one. If I wanted to be super greedy, I could say, oh, okay, you hit -1 on that blue, so then you're more than likely trying to push for +1 on that blue, and a little bit more, like 104 or something like that. Okay, pretty simple, right? That's the range. Comes in, holds above the pink. Usually I'd expect it to touch the pink, but it wasn't there. Hold above the pink, very, very bullish. Inverse of that, if it was to come down, came down, hit the pink, like we saw here, start failing below the pink, bearish. Okay, now this is the one with skew. And then I'll see if we have them matching up. Oh, come on, go big, bro. And let's just turn that VRE off. Okay, long story short, similar effect here. Opened up, didn't actually get to that pink, got ground out at the mean, started failing the mean, fails that pink, we know we're going for this blue. Came up, didn't even get anywhere near that pink. On the other cone, it was at the pink. Failed, hit this quite perfectly, so it's quantified. That was a -1 on the other cone, -1 on the blue. What does it want to do? If it hit this blue, it wants to do something stupid. What's that? 106. I think that untouched daily VRE target was 106,550. So that level's now within reach on the probability cones. The only time, oh yeah, well, anyway, so that 106,550 target is now within reach of a statistically significant probability, and the only time it's going to get there is if Bitcoin can close above this pink at 102. I'll just call it 102,700 if it were to retrace. So 102,700, if it holds above 102,700, I do look for upside. If it closes below 102,700, I immediately would start looking for any other colorful line. 101,840, naturally safety zone 101,420, maybe a hidden bull div over here, very rare, 101,309. It ultimately pink to pink. So $100,000, 452. All right, if it does fail that. Now we're going to go compare both sides. Let's just go see if there's any quantifiable, statistically significant probabilities. Sounding so fancy. There, They are not so much. Not so much. Anyone's on the downside? Pink for pink? Nah, not close enough. No one's there. Blue? No, no one's there. Okay, no one's red. Ooh, shit. Okay, this one does look like it might come into play, but I think that's going to take another like 3 hours worth of print, and this thing needs to curl around. If this does start curling around, it will curl into around about $96,700. Okay, bottom side again. Only time this cone is invalidated is if data breaks outside of it, which I'll show you on the 1 minute, or if volatility goes back down and says you got to deploy a new cone on whatever time frame it is. All right. If all of these flash green again, fun time. Volatility went to 0. Got to start a new model. Okay, 5 or 15 minute is sort of losing its correlation up here. Why? Because we can see that it's hitting that VRE level that we already have here. Okay, if it was to be strong, patchy, sideways, like a pizza slice, try and break. It's the only thing I'd really see trying to do here. Okay, 5 minutes, now irrelevant, but contracting was positively correlated, so you can see what helped that contract positively correlated. So that's negative drift, losing its trend, which is this trend, losing its trend. If this candle was to get big, you'll see it will try and push a new trend in. All right, 3 minutes, 50-50, RO down, not so helpful, is looking for a new trend here. So if this does curl around and it's a red candle, it's going to carry on pushing down. 1 minute. So this one's a good one. So this is why I have 2 types of cones, one with no skew. Let me turn all this off. We'll just leave that VRE on. Okay. It was in the model. Okay, it was in the model. As you can see, 0 volatility. You don't just drag and drop your cones anywhere to fit your model. Came in, broke outside of the model. So if this 1 minute doesn't have any more volatility flashes in a row, that's the last one. Okay, anyway, I'll deploy it there. All right, doesn't have anything in here. We know that it's going to break out to the other side. So let me do this experiment for you quick. Was I that late? It took me that long to set up this 1 minute cone. Anyway, so this is how I would set up the cones. There. Take that. As you can see, there was a 0 volatility where at the top side of the cone, where the model is broken. Confluence, irrelevant, I don't know. What's that, about 50 candles back? A little bit more. I think I was a bit too zealous there. Bing, bing, bing. Okay, that's good. At least I will not have to chase the next one. It's 1, 2 more. Okay, long story short, that was the previous cone bounce. And as you can see, they roll into each other. Came in, hit the pink, trying to charge for pink, fail the mean. Up, up, and up. All right, hit that blue. Where do I want to go? If we hit that blue, back down here. So pretty much falling into that other daily range. What was that number? 70. 72. Hopefully I can get it. 74. Come on. 74. Okay, turn all of these off. Off. What can we see? Blue line, VRE. Oh, amazing. Blue line, VRE. Pretty dope. Alright. Here, bouncing off of what? A blue line. If it's strong enough, I want to go try test again at least this VRE, which will be a big stopping power, but initially try and go higher. Alright, volatility. It's a big candle, but she hasn't really said full on pump mode. If the gray was, if this other gray was in here, I would expected it to have hit that pretty much. Like a $200 move in a 1 minute. Okay. RO through. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Pink to pink, hold above pink. Didn't hidden bull div somewhere here, I'm guessing. Usually it forms that. No, it was coming off a bull div. Bang, and through. Alright. Hold above the blue, blue for blue. Fail below the blue, blue for blue. Fail below the blue, go for pink. Okay, so let me just do a quick rundown. We have 106 target in. We are currently going to look at that 24-hour cone. 24 hours, nothing really amazing here. If it does hold above that red line VRE, 105, more than likely that 106 in due time. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. 3 days on pump mode. Anything amazing, no one's really come in here. Alright, we'll keep it simple. Hold above. What did I say there again? Was it 101, 800 or something? 101, 150? It was 100, yeah, 101, 150. We'll just say hold above 101, 50, pushing to the upside. Trap can form from 101 to just say 93. Now that you've heard that target, you can see what else is down there. Carry on pushing up. Okay, any failures from this level here, I would look for the daily mean, $99,400. If you found this information helpful, please do like and subscribe. This is the African Crypto Warlord out.